Right, so hello ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for taking time to watching this interview. We do have the lovely Deborah here, who is going to talk about her journey of healing her skin issue, and she's going to reveal some great stuff. So I just want to thank Deborah for taking the time to coming along and giving up her time to, you know, reveal her journey and the amazing results that she's experienced. So let's bring in Deborah. Hello Deborah, how are you? Thank you for coming today.
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. And so tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and just give the people who are watching a little bit of an idea of who you are.
Yeah, okay, so my name's Deborah Smith. I've been seeing Steve now for 5 sessions. He's really turned everything around for me. It's been absolutely brilliant. And we'll show you some pictures later just to see the before and after.
Yeah.
But I live in Westcliff-on-Sea. I have 2 children. I have a grandson and a granddaughter now. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
A little bit about you. And what do you do for work wise?
I don't work. I'm retired now.
You're retired.
I'm 66.
So you say, well, yeah. So I said you were 65 in the video.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to be.
Yeah. And also in that video, I said that you'd had the skin complaint for 2.5 years, which actually is incorrect. It was only 8 months, wasn't it?
8 months ago. It started last September.
Yeah.
At the beginning of. So yeah. It's been a long 8 months.
Great. So let's get into it then. So can you tell us briefly, about your skin condition and how it affected you?
Yeah, so as I say, it started last September. I had a sort of largest patch on my skin. Obviously went to the GP. He said it was eczema at the time. I've been on a long journey with it. I've also been diagnosed with dermatomyositis and also scleroderma. These are both autoimmune diseases, which was quite shocking to me. I've always been perfectly healthy. So it's been a lot to take in. I've been to lots of different types of therapists. It was something that I just couldn't live with because my face was inflamed. I was on an inflammation loop. It would be red, it would be purple, and the height of it was in December when I went to A&E, and my whole of my face, except for my nose, was inflamed. And I had 3 doctors there, just puzzled about what it was, and no real conclusion after being there for 10 hours.
Yeah.
And they sent me home with some steroid tablets to reduce the inflammation.
Yeah. So what actual treatments have you had before meeting me?
Yeah, so I'm quite into sort of natural things, holistic things. So I decided to go to a local acupuncturist. I had 3 sessions with him. The first session, it seemed to have an improvement. The second and third, hardly any difference. I then went to a private dermatologist, spent a fortune. And although it sort of contained it a bit and it was improved, it still came back. Meanwhile, I was being referred to the NHS to go under rheumatology and a dermatologist. I've been to a face-to-face healer. I've been to an online healer. And I think that's about it. And then I've got a very good friend that has also been seeing Steve for quite some time now. And so after a little while, I decided that, I need to make an appointment with Steve. I was determined to get rid of this problem because I just couldn't live with it. It was on my face, ruining my confidence, affected my mental health. And I was just, as I say, ready to throw anything at it to get rid of it.
So how did it feel when those treatments didn't work?
Oh, it was just disappointing every time, feeling let down by it. And obviously if something's on your face, you're looking at yourself in the mirror every morning and it's, oh God, it's there, it's not going away. It's persistent. It was horrendous, really.
So what made you try this alternative approach? And when you did, can you describe the moment you noticed a difference?
Yeah, so obviously I'd been talking to my friend who's has been seeing Steve. So she told me quite a bit about it. I was also interested in the fact that it comes from the emotions. I'm a very emotional person, and it kind of made sense to me about your method and the way you work with people.
Yeah.
So just got to try something else now.
Yeah.
And I thought, in my head, I was thinking, if this doesn't work, I don't know where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
You know, with it.
Yeah. Do you remember that first phone call that we had?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
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 And I said to you about your mum.
I know.
It's got nothing to do with that.
I know. Yeah. There was disbelief there, but actually, when I record a conversation I'd had with a friend the previous week, which was all to do with my elderly parents and their sense of like leaving this world and all things like that, it suddenly, it hit me. And I said to Steve the next time I phoned him, I said, oh yeah, you were right. Told him the little story and it all sort of connected. So really interesting.
Yeah. So what was the first? So how did your life start to improve after that first session? How's that benefited you? How have you?
Yeah, well, I think after the first session, I just left. I left here feeling like, oh, that's a weight off my shoulders. It's like, my whole body felt different. In fact, not just my face. My face did feel a lot easier, more relaxed, which was something, because part of this condition, whatever we want to call it, was a real tightness in my face. And it's horrible just actually feeling your skin irritated and inflamed every single day for 8 months. I mean, I can't tell you how bad that is. And I've had nights, middle of winter, lying in bed, my face is weeping, I've got bits of tissue all over my face, and I've got a fan blowing on me, middle winter, just to have some sort of relief.
So let's go to what we actually did. So what was the actual, we call it the treatment, but what was the experience like for you? Because obviously when you first come here, I tell you all these things over the phone, and the experience is completely different because you can't actually logically comprehend or understand it until you've actually experienced it.
Yeah, you
because
have to do it. Yeah.
If I could get across exactly the impact and the result of a session with somebody, then everybody would be queuing up. But you can't actually get it until you've experienced it. No. So what was that treatment experience like for you, that whole thing? Because I go through exactly how these past events affect you, what causes them, and as much as it's quite a simple process, there is a lot of information to get your head around. So what was that first experience like for you?
Yeah, I mean, you come with a set of sort of apprehensions, I think, with any sort of therapists. I've been to quite a few therapists in the past, but what Steve does is very unique. And so I didn't know what to expect, but I thought I'll come with an open mind. Yeah. It's the best I can give. And so Steve made me feel right at home and relaxed anyway. In fact, I even think I took my shoes off, didn't I?
You did.
And I sort of laid on this couch here. I got myself well comfortable. That's how good, that situation was. And, I think it's always difficult talking about, your past traumas. It's not an easy road. But I was so kind of desperate at this point. I thought I've just got to be completely open and truthful to myself as well. And I think, it just all worked. It just, was.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And where did you find any challenges during this healing process? Did you find anything that you felt difficult with? I know you said it's difficult to go back to those past events. But when we're actually working, you're not actually really reliving the events, are you, to a certain degree? Even though you're visiting them, you're not actually reliving them, and that's the...
Yeah, I would say it's like going around the outline of your trauma, let's say, not actually getting into the nitty-gritty and like whatever he might have done or she might have done.
Yeah, or how that affected you.
Yeah, but because you've got it in your mind, you get a picture in your mind of a certain scenario that... perhaps you've been traumatised, then you're kind of back in that place. So it's emotional.
Yes.
It is. It's, there have been tears.
Yeah. But generally that's a release.
Yes.
Generally.
Yeah. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And how did you... So the next question I want to ask you is, how did you feel during the journey? So far, how have you felt through it yourself?
Yeah, so obviously the second session that I came, I was less apprehensive because I knew like how the way Steve works, and you kind of get into the flow of the way he works as well. And I think we got through stuff quite rapidly.
We did.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think by the third session I could really see the difference in my skin, a whole lot. Yeah, so I was more than happy.
Yeah, and that's so therefore you continue. And
yeah.
and I mean, I remember you sending me messages, little updates. I'd ask you to send me little updates. Hey, it's
Yes.
here. I know you're going, oh my God, I'm shedding, and this is going, and this is going. And then when you turned up for the last one and saw your face, it was just like, wow, it was just really, it really happened quickly.
I know. Over those 8 months, my skin has been inflamed so many times. I mean, I've got a little beauty spot here, and it's much more faded. That will tell you how much skin I've shedded. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Just like, wow. And there was a time where I thought, I don't know if my skin is ever going to repair.
Yeah.
It's been so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It must be a horrible thing thinking you're going to end up living the rest of your life like that.
Yeah, like disfigured. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we say by the pictures, if we show that first picture.
Yes, let's show the picture.
Which was, so this was when?
So this would be sometime around October, November. Yeah. And I sent this picture to you because I thought, that just doesn't look like me. I don't even recognise myself, really.
It looks like I've been beaten up.
It looks like I've a bad domestic violence situation. Or I just felt, looking at that, I feel like an alien, quite honestly. You know, it's just the weirdest thing. Yeah,
and then the second picture, so when was this one? So you can see how red you are now. This has got to have gone all over rather than now being blotchy. So when was this?
So this was actually, I remember, because this is when I went to A&E, the 15th of December last year. And I got up in the middle of the night and I went to the bathroom and looked at my face, and I was just really quite distraught. You know. Yeah. And I thought, somebody out there needs to help me. That's what, because I felt nobody was. Felt quite alone with it all. So, got myself dressed, went off to A&E. And that's, like I said before, I had 3 doctors up there, just really quite puzzled with everything. And just got sent home with steroids because they didn't have any answers. And they admitted that, you know, as lovely as they were.
Well, which is now you've learnt why they don't know the answers.
It was no help to me. So.
And so obviously this is you now, as you can see. So you sent me that. When was that?
That was last week.
Last week, okay. Yeah. So obviously, you know, in those 5 sessions, we've taken you from where we were to this, which I think is incredible. Like, you know, I mean, I've worked with a lot of people with a lot of issues, all different types of issues, but the actual speed of this one has actually quite shocks me. Because there's some people that I'd have to work with for considerable amount of time because, well, generally sometimes they don't get it. So you tell them what's causing it and they can't make that correlation to the cause. So you have to do a lot of work pulling back the layers till you get to it. Where with you went, I remember you saying, because when, like I said, all skin issues is a conflict of separation, contact and protection. And that means, when I say conflict, the part of your brain that governs the skin goes into conflict and it's having a light on, light off. So therefore it's no longer managing the skin, and now the skin starts to flare up because it's no longer being controlled or managed properly by the computer, the brain. And so it's a separation, contact, protection. If you think about how the skin interacts with the outer world, it's used for separation. So that's a separation from someone or something that you don't want. Yeah, you want it and don't want it, so that's a conflict. Or a contact, you're being forced to have contact with someone you don't want contact with, or you can't have contact with someone that you do want contact with. Or protection, you can't protect yourself when you want to. So if all of these things are happening, then it happens that your brain goes into conflict, and now it's not managing the skin, and the skin therefore starts reacting like in those pictures that we saw. So when I said to you it's a separation, contact, protection, instantly you knew straight away, didn't you? So it helped really quick for us to be able to just go straight to it, go straight into it, and then just in 5 sessions.
This is the result.
This is the result, So let's move on to the next set of questions which I've got. What does this experience mean to you personally?
Oh, well, it means everything. I mean, it was like I had my life on hold for all those months, you know, and God, just like walking through treacle with it all, and like, what can I try next? And the desperation, and you go on this anxiety loop, and I mean, but you've also got, I would imagine you've got your life back. You're going out more. Exactly. There were times where I didn't want to go outside, didn't want to go to the supermarket, but then there were times where my face was up and I knew I had to go to the supermarket. and you just have to kind of brave it out, and you don't want people looking at you, and I'm the sort of person that actually doesn't like any attention drawn to me anyway, so it was really, really difficult. Yeah, I can't tell you.
Yeah, because you don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah, and so what would you say to someone who's struggling with a similar condition?
Well, I'm on a lot of Facebook groups for all sorts of skin conditions, and it's terrible the amount of people that are suffering out there, and there is no need to suffer. You know, you can come and see Steve, have some sessions and see how it improves. You know, it's just really is quite amazing how he has turned my skin around. You know, and
in a short period of time. As well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I can't thank him enough. Really.
Yeah, and so how has this journey changed the way you see yourself or life?
Well, I've got all my confidence back. You know, I was losing like my personality, and you know, just like feeling isolated as well with it. You know, because you don't want to see people when you're like that. You don't want to go out. You don't, you know. Yeah,
and the alone response, being in the alone response is what it is. It's an agreement to be alone, and like I say, feeling alone is one of the main causes of depression.
Yeah.
So people that come to me with depression, remember anxiety is an attacked and powerless, and depression is caused by an alone and loss. So you would have gone alone. You would have had a loss of your social life, a loss of contact connection, so there would be an element of depression in that as well, which needed to be, which we've been able to address just by clearing out that process.
Yeah, I mean, I was depressed when the last time I went to my actual GP, and I just said to her that I can't live like this. I started crying, you know, and I don't do that easily in front of people.
Yeah, and I think many people do.
No, especially to your GPs. Yeah. You know, and so that was a real low point.
Yeah. And so, is there a single message that you want to take away from your story? Is there anything in particular that you wanted to say to anybody? Or
you've got to believe in the magic, because the magic's out there.
Yeah,
and he's part of it.
Yeah, I'm part of it. Yeah. Well, I'm lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah. I have been lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as like I have an ability that's been developed over time.
Yeah.
This isn't something that. It's a natural ability that I have, but I've had to learn a lot of stuff. And I've got to thank my friend John, because it wasn't for him really, I wouldn't have started this journey.
No,
And then just working with anxiety and depression and starting on that, and then going to the ADHD and healing that and knowing what causes that in people. And it's just been a stepping stone of stuff. And we just spoke before we come on here, is that this has been a journey for me, because as I've been going through working with people, and clearing anxious and depression, there's now become a physical symptom that's connected to it. And that's when I had this light bulb moment of knowing that actually all your physical symptoms, illnesses, sicknesses, diseases, reactions, responses are literally caused by a mental issue first. And that it becomes expressed in a different way. It can either be an energetic anxiety or depression, or in your case, it's come out in your skin. And so luckily I found this book here, this magic book here. It's thick, but what I discovered is that when the brain or the mind goes into conflict, it no longer controls that part of the organ that it's meant to. And this book here has pretty much got every conflict for every part of the body mapped out. So as much as I don't know all of this stuff, but if someone comes to me and says, oh, I've got a gallbladder problem or a liver problem, I can look that up and go, okay, so the conflict of that is a territory anger or undigestible anger. What are you angry about? And then start healing it and deleting all of the anger inside the body. Then that organ starts to clear up. So, but you know, I still have to work it all out. I still have to find out what that means to you. And so this, you know, so I've just sort of been lucky enough to take lots of different elements of this and put together a process and an identification process, and the ability to work out how to delete the actual things, because there's also behaviours as well, and most people think that actually anxiety, so you've got the event that happens that caused the anxiety, the thing that you agreed which now puts you into conflict, but then once that's been established, you also create a behaviour. And so you can, from it. So remember, if this, then that. It'll be, well, I go in my head and then I think this and then I get a feeling in my stomach, then I feel burdened and I can't do it, and then I do this and then I do that, then I get angry, then I blame my mum, then I blame my dad, and then I feel guilt for blaming mum and dad, then I think, oh, what's the point, blah, 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 blah. And you'll have all of these steps in this process that then loops back and you do it again the next time. And the reason why most people stay stuck is because as much as you can delete the events, the traumas, the past experiences, if you don't delete the behaviour that you learn when experiencing that, it will keep coming back, because the behaviour is your mind's doing this thing and it recreates it.
And then you're on a loop.
And then you're on the loop. So there's little things that I've learned and learning those steps and stuff that have helped. But this is really for anybody that wants to try and understand the process, because most people go, well, I get asked sometimes, well, how do you do it? You don't need to know how you do it. I don't ask the plumber how he's going to change my tap when the tap's leaking. I just trust the plumber to change the tap. I go, thanks a lot, cheers. We don't need to understand. And the problem is with understanding is, like I say in my video, is we just make up shit and believe the shit we make up, and then we've believed it, and then we go and try and fix the thing that we've made up, rather than just recognising you don't know. I have this thing. Leave it to somebody who can help, and doing that, which is what you've done. But I think for some people, taking that step or relinquishing control, or because so much information's taught about, oh, our brains are all complicated, and well, they're not. They're not. They're not. But so yes. So the last question I was going to ask you is: would you recommend this approach to somebody else, and if so, why?
I totally would. I'm sold on this method. I don't need to go to the GP now about anything. Also, I'd like to say that I have spent a lot of money during this process, and I would say £5,000 to £6,000, and I'm not even joking. And so going to Steve is a much quicker and cheaper route.
It's more cost effective.
Because I've lost.
Maybe I should put my prices up.
I've lost out on 2 cruises by spending that money.
Exactly. And you like to cruise, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So good. So you got your life back. Is there anything else that you want to say, or are you pretty happy with?
Well, I just it's just wonderful. You have to try it and see. But I've got 100% confidence in Steve now. Fully trust him. And if you put your trust in him and let him lead the session, and just be open and really, really truthful with yourself about whatever's happened to you, then you can overcome that, and it will turn your life around. So just before we finish, have you noticed any other improvements in your life? Because one thing I've noticed with all the people that I work with, as much as dealing with the I don't feel anxious, or I'm no longer depressed, or I don't have the skin complaint, it also affects other areas of your life. Have you noticed any of those? Yeah, I have. I'm a bit more outspoken and a bit more truthful with people. Actually.
Is that a good thing?
But also conscious about how I'm delivering that as well. Because I'm a believer in that.
So your behaviours have changed, and how you actually.
And my confidence definitely.
Which is great, and which is everybody should not really. Everyone should be able to feel confident in just getting up and living their life and doing the things that they do. So great. So listen, thanks ever so much for doing this, Deb. I really appreciate it. She's come from Westcliff to sunny Danbury and given up the time. So if any of you have any questions, or would like to know more information about how I can help you, not only just with physical problems, but mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, because it's all the same thing. Your physical symptoms are caused by anxiety because it's you attacking yourself in most cases. But if you are interested in finding out more, you can go to my website, which is healingthemind.co.uk, and you can always contact me, DM me. I'm always open to a telephone call. You can always tell me what's going on for you, and I can give you the reasons why. And then if you want to work with me, then you can go onto the website and book, and then we start cracking on and getting to the root cause of why you're experiencing what you're experiencing, and then hopefully you'll be free of that, and you go on to live a happy, more confident life, just as Deborah's experienced. So thanks for watching this lovely interview. Please like, please comment, please share, and until the next time, I thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.